How's it going, guys?
Doing well, man. Appreciate you.
We are at the Geekwire Tech Summit. And guess who I met? Tyrone from Technology Access Foundation. How's it going, Tyrone?
Doing well, man. It's good to see you, man.
Are you enjoying the conference?
Yeah, it's been a great conference.
Man, I've just had some amazing speakers. Brad Smith, I think, was one of the highlights of my day. Our phones are blasting. I think you set an alarm, I think.
Yeah, we're in contact.
So yeah, Brad Smith and Steve Ballmer.
Sure.
You know, I'm a former Microsoftie, so those are my boys. So I really enjoyed listening to them and the great messages. Well, did you have any key highlights?
Well, that was probably the main one.
main
Steve Ballmer,
one.
man.
Yes,
I was a Microsoft partner in the day, so I always like what Steve brings to the table.
Exactly. So, and to tell my audience what TAF does and what you do for TAF.
Sure, yeah. So TAF stands for Technology Access Foundation, and we're a local nonprofit that started in 1996 by a woman by the name of Trish Malines DeZico. She was an ex-Microsoft employee, and she founded an after-school program for kids of color in Central District, and then advanced on and founding our own school in 2008. And now we're basically, what we do is we're a nonprofit that co-manages public schools, providing a project-based learning STEM education in areas where underserved communities in the public school system.
Gotcha. And honestly, I've been keeping track of TAF. I know quite a few alums from TAF that are doing great stuff out there that I've had the great opportunity to interact with, and really been so impressed by their quality. So I think you guys are great talent sources, and that's you're just slowly throwing out your alumni into the market, into the industry. And for me as an entrepreneur, to be honest, I've had a tremendous benefit from that, where I've connected with folks like David Harris and stuff like that have been great resources for me during my entrepreneurial journey. So we're here, as I said, I was going to give out some goodies, and Tyrone is hopefully going to get this book. I have a few questions for him, and it's a test, but then you know what, it's all good. It's an unfair test because he hasn't read my book, and so I don't expect him to have the answers. But the first question I have for you, my book really is about people growing tech startups outside of the Silicon Valley tent. That is the pipeline, the accelerators, and getting funding from VC, because as we know, African Americans, women are less likely to get funded. So if you're unable to get into the tent and unable to secure funding and get into the startup pipeline, what are your options? So I do a case study on 2 companies that reached $1 billion without any VC funding. Could you guess which companies these are?
No, I'm going to fail.
You're going to fail. Okay, that's fine.
I need a hint. Can you give me a hint?
That's fine. One of them that does email marketing, and the other one does project management for software development tools. I'll just give you the answer. MailChimp and Atlassian. And Atlassian is based in Australia, and MailChimp is based in Atlanta. And that actually is one of the lessons I include in my book. If you want to build an un-Silicon Valley startup, lesson 1 is don't live in a Silicon Valley city.
Don't do it there. All right. That's good information. There you go. All right.
The other area I look at is bootstrapping.
Sure.
And bootstrapping your life.
Right.
Because when you're building an un-Silicon Valley startup, you most likely do not have a lot of funding, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so you have to kind of adjust your lifestyle so that you're able to stretch your dollars for a longer period of time.
Sure.
Are you familiar with the acronym FIRE?
FIRE.
Yeah.
No, I am not. I'm over 2.
But I'll tell you, FIRE is called Financial Independence Retire Early. Okay. And so it's kind of like a diet for your budget. Like there have been amazing stories of people who have applied the Financial Independence Retire Early, start and put it early in their 20s, and in their late 30s are able to retire and go off the grid. I mean, and get out of their corporate jobs and begin to pursue other things that
Their
they're
passion,
interested in.
whatever, right.
And that's kind of one of the things that I talk about.
Okay.
One of the things that I talk about in my book as a way to kind of manage your personal budget as you're going through the entrepreneurial journey. And this one, I think, is not exactly a question, but it's since you've been kind of in the diversity area, what do you think are some of the challenges for entrepreneurs and African American entrepreneurs breaking into the technology industry?
Well, I think it's like anything else, right? You have to have someone that advocate for you,
Yeah.
right? You have to have the access,
Yes.
right? As it relates, just like what TAF is doing with our students, right? Giving them the access and being at the table,
Yes.
right? We talk about being at the table, having someone advocate for you to bring you to the table, or if you're not there, to be able to speak for you on your behalf,
Yes.
right? And then having all those different conduits come together, right? Whether that's financial institutions, whether it's a pitch book, kind of an elevator pitch opportunity, right? And all the players in that industry being able to recognize what needs to happen to provide those opportunities for minorities and women in the investment community.
100%. And I love what you guys are doing, and keep on doing the good work, and I hope to visit you guys again.
Sounds good.
Here's
I
your
can have
book.
my book. All right. Appreciate you, brother.
All right.